Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. It's been an interesting couple days. A conversation that started actually 2 days ago kind of had its payoff today. My brother in law was asking me about tipping, and I was trying to explain to him how difficult it is to know certain things. For example, if you go to a McDonald's, you get your food, you pick it up, you go, no problem. They might have a tip jar there, but it's a suggestion. A Starbucks, they expect to get a tip. Now, the few times I've been to Starbucks, I mostly see people carrying their stuff out, but they still leave tips. So you're paying somebody to hand a paper cup and a lid across to you. I understand you get these artists that are creating art in their cup or whatever it is, but realistically, it's a social construct. It's a reification. It's something we don't need. A pizza guy or girl delivering to you. You know what? Toss them a couple bucks. If it's bad weather, toss them a little bit more because they're going through a difficult time to get their food to you. If you're at Gordon Ramsay's or a place, in the same airspace, you're probably going to want to leave some money for a tip. And that's just the way things are. It's very arbitrary. Some places even add a gratuity, particularly if it's a tourist spot or if you have a large party. And I've seen those added gratuity. We have already included 15, 18, whatever percent that they've decided. They just threw a dart at a dartboard and said, yep, that's our automatic gratuity. And you can leave more. So I was trying to tell them, just keep your head up, use your judgment, and yeah, that's the only way you'll ever be able to tell for sure. And now today, I found myself in a situation that was difficult. Let me explain it to you. I was using one of those services, Uber Eats, DoorDash, that kind of deal. And their rules specifically state, I think these are a relic from the pandemic, but at that time they didn't deliver liquor. And I decided I wanted a couple of beers to celebrate a couple events coming up. So, this is not, well, it's heavy for its size, but it's not really heavy for the driver to lift. And I had my identification ready, I had everything ready. And this guy pulls up. First he pulls into my driveway. Then he pulls out of my driveway and sits and sends me a message through the notification, I'm here. I quoted the regulation to him. I said, I'm waiting for you to, come to my door so I can show you my identification. Because I have no problem with showing my identification. That's the rules. I understand why it's there. And then he said something to the effect of, you need to come show me your identification. And I said, I'm quoting your website. I need to be behind glass. It literally says this in order to protect both me and you. So you bring it here. I've got the identification ready. He takes off, returns it to the store where he got it from, cancels the order, and takes off. Annoying, but I called the customer service. They were decent. They looked into it and refunded my money and all that sort of thing. But then here's the problem. I did say to them, no matter what, this guy does not get a tip, and he needs to be educated. But then when I re-entered my order, do I tip? Because technically, it's a re-delivery. Back in the day, I used to run LTL and stuff like that. We would almost always make the same driver go back because that way they would have to work the problem out. As long as there was nothing dangerous or threatening or anything like that. The same driver would pick it up, redeliver it, all under the same bill. So customer would not get charged extra and they were stuck with whatever they got. This place didn't do that. They canceled the whole order, refunded my money and made me order it again, which not overly annoying, but now how do you treat that second person? You're you're annoyed. You don't want to tip because they've already messed it up. They shouldn't be getting anything extra, but it's a different person. It's an entirely different person. I gave them some kind of minimal tip that was like, thanks for you doing your job. Gentleman delivered it, saw my identification. There was no problem. It was a gentleman because, like I said, showed my ID, so I can say that with confidence. But just the audacity of it all. And I guess the first guy thought, screw it. I don't need to do this. Yeah, you do. Like I said, the solution transportation is so simple. You make the same person do it so that they realize they can't get away with stuff like that. Now, who knows what this guy made up about me? And if he's expecting a big tip, I purposely gave him a minimum tip because he's driving less than a kilometer at a time of day when I knew the place he was going has minimum traffic. He'd be in and out. I'm not going to be generous on that. I'm giving you, with my knowledge, the best possible situation. If he had come through the snow, Christmas Eve, 4 o'clock, when all the psychos are there, yeah, I'm going to give the guy a good tip. No question about it. But like I said, the problem, what to do with the second guy. It's not his fault, but you're still not feeling very generous. So yeah, it's a weird situation with tipping. And it's just odd that with my conversation with my brother-in-law flowing into this within a matter of hours, really. It wasn't a full 24 hours. It was just the two of us shooting the shit and didn't expect I would need to apply that knowledge so soon. But what do you think? Should I have tipped the second person? Should I have, stuck it to them even though they're the wrong person? I'm very conflicted over it myself. And maybe somebody needs to write a book of etiquette. These things were de rigueur all the way up until even the 1970s. Charm school. My father went to charm school because he was actually raised very well, but he spent so much time around working people that, he developed some of their habits. And so my mother sent him to charm school where he learned to speak properly and how to address certain situations and the proper poise and stuff. Not because he was an educated boor, but just because my mother wanted him to have an easier time at social graces because most people don't get taught this stuff. Like my brother-in-law was never taught about tipping. Hell, I was never taught about tipping. And I don't get it. I don't understand why it is. If I pay you for a service, I should be getting that service. That's my opinion. So, just a little something to think about. If you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show, please hit like, share, because sharing is caring. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Please click the button down below so you can be notified every time that we publish a new show. And we hope you have a fantastic day.